everyone, and welcome to this brief video about some of the aspects of advanced Google apps for education. Now I wanted to start off this video with, I guess, where we should all start, with Chrome, our Chrome browser. For most of us who are really into Google products, we're always using Chrome to access like docs and sheets and slides and Drive. Let's talk about some of the aspects of the browser itself that we can use to customize it and make it more useful for us and for our students. One of the first things I want to talk about today are something called on this Bookmark Bar. Now, if you notice in my Bookmark Bar, I have a lot of icons, and they keep on going further down the list there, right? I gotta clean some of this up. But you notice that some of them have little like notations, but some of them don't. Whenever you're at a website, okay, when you press the star button, it makes a favorite, right? And that favorite usually has a name on it. So let me just go to a website. I don't know. Let's just trying to think of a website I can go to. Buffalo Bills. Fine, whatever. Okay, there we go. So we'll go to the Buffalo Bills website. Okay, the official website of the Buffalo Bills. Now, say I wanted to bookmark this site. I hit the little star button, right? Now, it puts it in the bookmark bar automatically. Then you can certainly have folders, and I have some folders. But say you really want it in the bookmark bar, all you have to do is erase this completely. Oh, they have the audio playing somewhere here. Okay, let me get rid of this. Something's playing here. Sorry about that. Okay, cool. So now, on my bookmark bar, probably at the very bottom here, you'll see it somewhere. It should say Buffalo Bills. Now it's going to make a liar out of me. Let's try that one more time. I'm going to bookmark it. I'm going to erase this. And then I'm going to be done. Okay, so now if I go to my rest of my bookmarks here, at the very end, there's just the Bills icon. And now I could drag it up to here, and it's just the Bills icon. Isn't that neat? So you can actually customize this bookmark bar and fit some of your favorites up here without having all that text. Now sometimes I'll actually relabel it. Like I'll actually give it my own sort of annotation, my own sort of shorthand, and I know what these mean, right? So then that's really easy for you as well. So that's just one little tip about editing the bookmark bar. All right, now the next thing I really want to talk about are extensions. Now you see all these little things I have here. You know, Chrome is great for adding extensions, and I could like move this, you know, back and forth to show some of my extensions. Now for me, a lot of them I like to use, like I love screencasting, so this is my Screencastify one. I can make a quick video right now of this screen and share it with everybody. Okay, these are like for some like screenshot apps that I really like. Okay, so I want to maybe just capture a part of an area of this page. I can just capture this, right? Now I can like save it or do something with it or annotate it. All right, these are just a lot of really great extensions, all right, for like URL shorteners and things of that nature. This is one of my favorite ones. It's called Push Bullet, and Push Bullet actually allows me to see texts or notifications from my phone right in my Chrome browser, and I can actually reply to texts right from my Chrome browser. Very convenient, okay, especially at meetings. All right, so you have all these kind of neat extensions. Well, where do you find them? Okay, well, where do you manage them too? I guess I'm going to talk about two things. Well, there is this wonderful place called the Chrome Web Store. Okay, so I'm going to type in Chrome Web Store. All right, and there it is, chrome.google.com Web Store. And this is the place where you can start searching for extensions. Now here they're featuring apps. We're going to get to those in a moment. But I can just go to extensions, and these are all like the featured extensions you can add to your Chrome browser to make it more useful. All right, and all you gotta do is find one and say yes, I want to add it. All right, personal dashboard, about grammar, all these kind of really neat things you can add. The Santa tracker, my daughter loves that, right? So you have all these kind of really fun things you can add to your Chrome browser. Now once you have them in here, you can actually then manage them. You go over here in the little upper right hand corner, these three little dots, and go to settings. Okay, and I'm going to come back to settings in a moment, and here are your extensions. Okay, so you have all your extensions here where I can now manage them. I can get rid of some of them, and you can move these around. Certainly you can move them and, you know, put them in an order that's more convenient for you, and that's in your settings. Okay, now what about also in the Chrome Web Store? In the Chrome Web Store, there's also apps. Okay, so you have apps and you have games and things like that. Now these are apps that you can add to your app launcher. Now there's this thing here in my Chrome browser called apps. Now, if you're on a Chromebook, it will be in the bottom left-hand corner. But here are all my apps, things that I use a lot. Okay, they're really go-to websites. Like Google Keep's a great notation app, and like to-do list app, Quizlet, YouTube, and Moto, things like Evernote. Pixlr is a great photo editor. These are all these wonderful apps you can add to your to your Chrome browser, and they're always here for you if you sign in. I'm going to get back to that point in a moment. All right, like taking voice recordings, video editors, Lucidchart, LucidPress, all these really great apps that you can use. Now, there's a couple things you can do here. You can add them right to here, or you can add them through Drive, which I'll get to in a moment, okay? Now, let's go back to that Chrome Web Store, and it kind of got me out of here because I went to a new tab. Okay. So here are apps. You can search through apps. You can kind of go by categories here. Popular, business tools, education apps, right? So let's go to education apps. So these are some great ones you can use with your students, right? And you can really find some great apps. Now, students can also add extensions and apps to their Chrome browser. Even as a student, they can do this. So if they log into a Chromebook, all their apps will always be here. So if there's certain apps that you're always using with your students, have them add them to their either extensions or as apps to their Chrome browser. Now, the key is that you had to be signed into Chrome. Now, when you use a Chromebook, you're automatically signed in, right? But if you're on a PC or a Mac, make sure if you go to your settings, right now I'm signed into my local account, my Gmail account, and I'm signed in, and it syncs everything. So if I go to any machine in the world, any place in the world, and I sign into Chrome and I sign in with my Gmail account, all of this will pop up. All of my apps will pop up, no matter where I am. If I log into a Chromebook, all of this will always be here in the exact same, look the exact same way. So that's really important that you sign in. You can also sign in up here. So it says Ronald, I'm signed in under this. I can also switch people. Say you want to have a private one from your personal Gmail account. Maybe you want to have your school account. You can kind of go back and forth, all right? So there's a really great things you should be able to do with Chrome that really allows you to have some fun and really kind of allows you to customize it for what you want to actually do with it, okay? So I want to talk about Chrome extensions and apps. Now, some of my favorite apps, you can kind of get back to the App Store. I love LucidPress. LucidPress is a sort of a free design tool, and I use that a lot with my students, okay? And I can just also go to lucidpress.com. It's the same thing. It just takes you to a website. This is a free sort of poster maker and digital editor and a lot of really kind of neat things that you can do in LucidPress. Just some of my favorite ones you might want to check out. You can use it with all grade levels. I make badges for my students. I also do some work for Canisius there as well. We make awards. We're doing a t-shirt design for my military history class, and I designed the t-shirt logo right here in LucidPress. So you have a lot of fun with your students, like doing neat creative posters and things like that. You can embed web images and YouTube videos and sounds, and really have a lot of fun. So it's a great tool. Another one that I've shared in other videos that I've done is Lucidchart. Go to Lucidchart. These are all apps. Okay, so I can add them as apps. They're also websites. Okay, so this is another one, and they're great. They make free education accounts. You sign up with Google. You tell them that you're a teacher, and they'll let you have like 100+ accounts for your students. Tons of accessibility. This is a great diagramming, web mapping sort of online tool, which is wonderful to use with students. So definitely check out Lucidchart. Great mind maps we've done in class together, things of that nature. There's a lot of fun things here. So you can have a lot of fun finding apps, and they will all appear in here, and they're really good to go. Now, I want to go in a couple of different directions here. One more thing about apps. If I go into my Drive, I know I'm giving you a lot here, and I go to Drive, you can also have apps added in Drive. A lot of it's overlapping. It's the same stuff, right? But you go to New here, right? And the default for New is I always show you Google Docs, Sheets, and Slides, right? If I go to More, well, I have Google Drawings, Google Sites, look at there's Lucidchart, LucidPress, Pixlr. I've added all these, and I could connect more apps. Okay, so you could connect apps to Drive, and it pretty much comes up with a lot that you saw in the other places. So now it's synced with your Drive. It will save stuff to Drive, and now you have all your apps already to go, both in your Chrome browser and also connected to Drive. So you can have a lot of fun going through all of that. All right. Now, The last thing I want to talk about, okay, is an extension that I love, which is called Tab Cloud. So you're going to see this little cloud right here. Now what Tab Cloud does, see how I love having multiple tabs open. And ever hate having to close down your browser and then you have to bring this all back up? Well, Tab Cloud will save tabs and sessions for you. So if I click on Tab Cloud, it brings up all stuff that I've saved. Now I'm doing a lot of stuff with students, and I use a lot of Google Classroom stuff. And I like to be in my students' documents. Right now we're working on a Constitution slavery debate, and they're in groups. I have usually about 5 or 4 groups, and every group has a shared Google document. Well, I like being in that Google document, seeing what my students are doing and how they're progressing and giving them feedback. But rather than having to log in the classroom and find every single document again, I save it and I label it. So now I can just go, okay, period 7's coming up later on today. I open this up, it opens up every single tab, boom, just like that. So I can now go back in to all their note sheets and see what they're working on, and I don't have to go back and do this all manually. That's a really awesome tool if you're using Chrome a lot. So definitely check out Tab Cloud. It's an extension, all right? And definitely add that. So I can go into all their note sheets and see what work they're doing, which is really important for me. It's all going to load up in a moment, but I just wanted to actually show you that. So that's a really kind of a neat extension, okay? So there's their document. I can go into it later and see how much work they've gotten done on it. All right. So again, if we go back to our Chrome Web Store, and if I go to extensions, click on that, and I'm going to type in Tab Cloud, and there it is. Just add. So you just got to add it to it. All right. So there's a lot of different ones like that, but I love Tab Cloud. Okay. Awesome. So that's kind of pretty much wraps up what I want to talk about in this module here. So definitely hope this helps you out. One more thing I mentioned, I think it's on my sheet here. Google Apps for Education is no longer called that. It's actually called G Suite. Okay, so we go to G Suite. That's the new name for it. They kind of changed. It used to be called GAF, Google Apps for Education, but now everything is called G Suite. That just changed a couple months ago, but it's the same. It's the same stuff. So just don't get confused by that. All right. Thanks, everyone, and have a great day. Bye-bye.